Welcome to People Who Inspire. I'm your host, Mary Drelizak. My guest today is Executive Director of the YMCA of Laurel Highlands, Steve Simon. Named the 2025 Rotary Distinguished Citizen Award winner by the Mount Pleasant Rotary Club for his outstanding contributions to the community. Steve embodies all that it means to show up every day to do good. Now, let's go and meet Steve. So Steve, let's start with, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Moved there when I was 5 and was there through high school, and then moved back after a couple years after college also.
Okay, very good. So how did you get from the east side of Pennsylvania to the western side of Pennsylvania?
I attended IUP.
Okay.
And knew I wanted to go to a larger college, and Penn State was a little too close to Williamsport. I didn't want my parents just popping in on me. So I chose IUP to go to.
Good, that's good. It was good for you. So
yes.
Tell me a little bit about your time at IUP. What did you major in? What did you do there?
I was a health and phys ed major after a few changes of majors. And so I was a health and phys ed teacher, or thought I was going to be a health and phys ed teacher. And my emphasis was aquatics. So I took almost every possible class that involved water.
Right, so you're a swimmer.
I was a swimmer. Okay. So I swam for IUP. I swam all through high school and younger than that too, a competitive swimmer.
Very good. So you were a swim coach too.
And I was a swim coach. How
did that happen? Tell us about it.
I was an assistant swim coach, student swim coach for the university for a year, and then I became the swim coach of the YMCA of Indiana County.
Very good. Okay, so swimming is your sport.
It was, yes.
It was. Do you still swim?
I haven't swam for a while. Unfortunately, the YMCA does not have a swimming pool, and I could go to the other Ys, north to Greensburg, south to Uniontown, but it would involve a half-hour drive each way, and I start thinking that's a long time for a workout, including the workout, especially if I'm trying to do it before work.
Do you think there's ever a future in a strategic plan that there'll be a swimming pool at the Laurel Highlands for YMCA?
We would love to have one. There's the tremendous cost of building the pool, and our locker rooms would probably need to be completely renovated, expanded. So there's that part of it. And then the actual running of the swimming pool is extremely, extremely expensive.
Sure.
24 hours a day, you're paying for utilities, and then a lot of labor is involved with the swimming pool.
Sure.
And right now, with everybody struggling to find some employees, and it's a tough one.
Sure. You know it better than anyone. What that would take.
I mean, I would love to have a pool there.
Sure.
But I'm not sure if it's going to happen in my tenure. Maybe the next person.
That's right.
But we'll see.
Well, there are so many programs you offer, and we'll talk about them. But I just want to kind of go back to the transition from being at IUP, being a swim coach, and how did you get to the YMCA? Like, how did you get there in your first job? What happened?
So my first job, I was right after college. I was managing the large swimming pool up in the town of Indiana, the outdoor pool. And one day I get a phone call from the executive director asking if I was interested in applying for the head swim team coach of the youth swim team.
So to get that call, somebody calls you and invite you to apply for a job. That's quite an honor, really. So they saw something in you. He saw perhaps leadership, responsibility, dedication, saw something in you that even when you were a coach, to come over there and be a coach, that was even more so.
Either that the director or somebody who knew the director told him about that.
Very good. Well, good.
Yes,
well,
so I was. It changed my life, that phone call. I mean,
it did.
I joke about it, saying it was a good day or a bad day. It all depends on any given day. But I really believe it's been it was a great day when that happened.
Definitely. Changed everything, really.
Yes.
Definitely so. Definitely saw something in you. And now, how many years have you been the executive director at the YMCA of Laurel Highlands?
I've been here now for just over 26 years.
Wow.
Started in March of '99 and been here since. The first year we were still at the old facility in downtown Scottsdale. And then after about a year, we opened up what was called the new Y. It's hard to call it the new Y anymore after 25 years.
That's right.
But out there in East Huntington Township on Bessemer Road.
Right, so very big difference. So tell me a little bit about that. How did it evolve? Like, from one location to the next location with a lot more to offer. How did it evolve?
So before I came, the board of directors and previous executive directors knew the old facility needed major renovations or torn down, rebuilt, and the board at that time decided, let's look at how can we serve the most people in the region instead of just Scottsdale.
Right.
And they found this piece of property out in East Huntington Township that they felt was kind of in the middle of Mount Pleasant, Scottsdale, and even Connellsville and all the little surrounding communities. And they decided to start raising funds, and that's how the facility came about.
You were limited in the former location, and now in this beautiful new facility, which still looks like a new facility today, you can offer so much more.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, the old facility, the gymnasium, there was like 1 foot between the sideline of the basketball court and a brick wall, which in today's standards, that does not meet any safety standards.
Right.
So we're able to do so many more things.
Yeah, talk about some of the things that you do offer. I mean, the programs just run from all over, every age group.
They do. We started very young. We started 2 years old. We have different preschool programs for children 2 to 5 years old. And then also for starting at that age, we have dance and gymnastics classes. And then we just start going up from there. We have, for all school-age children, those programs. We have before and after school care at one of the elementary schools. In a couple of weeks, we'll be starting our summer day camp where we'll have 100-some children registered for camp on any given day. We'll have about 60 school-age children there having a great time. Right. And then we occasionally offer different programs throughout the year for youth. We'll have Nerf nights, we'll have parents' night out where the parents drop off the children and we do all kinds of activities with them, volleyball clinics, STEM classes, cooking classes for all different ages. And then in the adult realm, we have all our fitness programs, the group exercise classes that range from very low level strenuous point for some active older adults to pretty high energy classes. So it really varies what type of class, plus yoga, Pilates, those style classes. Fitness in the fitness center that you could be have training, personal training on how to use the equipment and coaching on that too. Right. And then we do healthy classes in the way of food, nutrition classes, different activities for especially the active older adults. We have a book club, a game club, crafting, and then one of our largest things that has started in the last 10 years or so has been pickleball, and that's been a tremendous success for us and across the country.
Right, so pickleball, so in terms of how these things have evolved, and it's truly a community with so many things that you offer, and then when you think about pickleball, really seeing the trends and responding to the trends and then providing them. So pickleball is pretty popular.
Yes, and we were really ahead of the game on that. Our gymnasium was really sitting empty for most of the day. It was really frustrating because at one point that was 1/3 of our building was the gymnasium, and it would sit empty almost all day because who's going to use it? I mean, a couple people would come in and shoot hoops and stuff, but there wasn't much. But the pickleball,
Yeah.
it did. And we've been doing that, like I said, for over 10 years now. And we were doing that inside. We have 3 courts inside. And then a couple years ago, we built 3 courts outside.
Very good. Why do you think pickleball is so popular?
It's a very easy game to learn how to play. As with any game, you can become very good at it if you practice and train for it, but it's an easy game to just pick up. The serve, compared to tennis, is very easy to get the ball over the net and into the right rectangle, compared to tennis where you're just faulting one after another, and it can be very frustrating.
Right.
Where pickleball, it's much easier.
Is it a smaller court?
It's a much smaller court. So we can get 3 courts in basically the size of 1 tennis court. Maybe 2.5. I mean, just depends on how you lay it all out.
What are the ages of people that would play pickleball?
So over 10 years ago when we first started, it was all what we call active older adults, 60 and older. Now we have a few teenagers who will play and up.
Right.
Still dominated by the 60 and older, 50 and older, but we do have multiple people who are younger than that too.
Right. Very good. Excellent. Okay. All right. So when I think of the YMCA, they really are developing the entire person, like all the way around. Tell me a little bit more about that, especially with the active older adults and the things that are offered to them.
So the Y's mission, the end of our mission statement is spirit to build spirit, mind, body. And I really believe we do that. And so we offer those different programs, like I said, the book club, the gaming, the crafting, and all the different physical activities and everything like that. So we're trying to develop the entire person.
Right.
So depending on the person, their involvement one way or another, sometimes the exercise part is really just a side benefit of them coming. Some of the older of the older adults, we are their social network. And if it wasn't for us, they could maybe go the whole day without communicating with anybody else. I had one woman today, we're walking down the hall together, and she says, this is where I met my friends. And we're a very important part of people's lives.
That's right. What would you say, you may not know the exact answer to this, but when you think of what the oldest adults are that go there?
Well, I do know the oldest one right now.
Who is it?
She's 99,
Wow.
and she will be 100 later this year. I want to say October off the top of my head. And we have multiple 90-year-olds also.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive.
Wow.
And some of the people who are in their 80s, some of them I really believe probably were active most of their lives.
Right.
But there's been a lot of people who never were active until they came to the Y in their 60s or 70s. And no matter what age you are, it can change you physically and healthier. Obviously, you should go see your doctor and make sure they say you can do this or do that. But it's never too late.
That's right. That's good. That's good advice. In fact, one time I had met, her name was Polly Trump from Connellsville, and she did silver sneakers. And I asked her what her secret was for being 100, and she said, this is what it is. Staying active, never stop moving.
That's right.
Yes.
Because if you just sit down in that recliner, it's going to grab you and not let you up.
That's right. Exactly. Get moving. Get outside. Right. That's awesome. So you were named the Distinguished Citizen by the Mount Pleasant Rotary, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
For your service to the community, and you are a Rotarian.
Yes.
Why is this so important? Why is Rotary in service so near and dear to your heart?
I can't say what got me involved really to like it so much, but once I started, especially with the Rotary Club, I just really enjoyed giving back to the community, whether it's the local community or knowing that what we do helps people around the world. And I've really enjoyed that. And then myself, my wife, my son, we try to expand that beyond just even my Rotary involvement through different things with the Y and other services.
That's right. That's great. That's a wonderful thing. And the Rotary is a wonderful thing. So your whole career has been serving the YMCA and helping people build a healthier mind, body, and spirit. What do you do to enjoy, what do you do outside to help yourself be stronger inside and outside?
Well, I enjoy exercising myself, being fit. I try very hard that way. Cycling is my true passion. I like cycling on the road, so hopefully people who watch this don't run me over. But I enjoy riding as much as possible. If the weather is nice, if it's mid-40s and sunny, I'll be out there riding.
Okay.
If the weather's not the best, I'll be exercising in my basement, or if it's fortunate that there is enough snow up in the mountains, I will go cross-country skiing.
That's awesome. Go for the long haul. On the bike side, you don't do the trails. You do highways and such.
Correct.
Where do you
Maybe
go?
not so much highways, but the minor roads and stuff. But I'll ride the trails once in a while, and we have wonderful trails here. I like the challenges of the hills. What goes up must go down, so you work and challenge yourself to go up that steep hill, and there's some very, very steep hills around here, but then there's the thrill of going down the other side at 40 plus miles an hour and everything like that. So I live in the Scottdale area, and I ride all the roads around there that take you out to Ruffsdale, Newstand, and work my way down to Connellsville, the Tri-Town area. It just depends on any given day, looking at the clouds, which way looks like the rain might be coming or not coming, and I'm never a good judge about the wind. I try to go into the wind at first, but it seems like the wind's always in your face, no matter what way you go.
That's right, which way you turn. When you're out biking, how many miles at a time would you go?
15, 20 or so.
That's a lot.
Depends on the time of day, time of the year also. It's this time of the year, you have more daylight, and it's like wonderful. And then come fall, you're like, wait, I better get home, and it's only 5:45. Before, I would be just starting my ride at this time.
Yes.
But a lot depends. I mean, when I was younger, I was doing double that, but right now I'm perfectly happy with an hour to an hour and a half ride.
That's wonderful. That's really, really great. That is wonderful. What does cycling do for you?
I would, again, kind of like I said about the active older adults, I think the exercise part is a side benefit. It does help keep me fit and in shape, and but I really think it helps clear my mind. When I'm out on the road, I'm just thinking about my cycling, looking at my computer, thinking, okay, am I going fast enough? Am I doing this, doing that? Sometimes that can be even a distraction, but just enjoying myself that way. If my phone rings, if I forget to turn off that ringer, it just throws the whole thing off. It's like, okay, do I stop and look and answer the phone, or do I keep on going? And then if I don't take a look at it, then it's on my mind.
That's right.
So I try to always turn that ringer off.
That's good. That's good advice. That's a good thing to do, because it's your time to just unwind and get away from the day. It's your time. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. What's been the biggest challenge in your life that you've overcome?
I think the biggest challenge was going from my previous job of being a senior program director in Williamsport to becoming the executive director here. Even though I was in charge of many people at my old Y, part-time staff, a few full-time staff, a very, very large Y, more than double what we have here now. Push comes to shove, if there was a real problem, it still would fall onto my boss's shoulders. If there would have been a big problem. Fortunately, there never was. But if there would have been. Here...
Now you're the boss.
I'm the boss. Everything still flows up or down to me in the way of problems, headaches, what needs to be done.
Sure.
And it was a little bit of a challenge. I was able to get support from YUSA, the YMCA of the USA, and other Y directors who've been around longer.
Right. So there's a little bit of a network that you
Correct.
can go to. So that's really
Yes.
great. What guides you in handling stressful or challenging situations? What's your guidepost? How do you do it?
I try not to get too stressed out by it, thinking for the most part it will get solved. And sometimes I might think, oh, I need to do something a little too quick, and I'd be like, no, wait, slow down,
Right.
and think about it. And then I do have a great board of directors, so I am able to maybe shoot out an email or a phone call to a couple of them and just be able to bounce some things off
Right.
to them. Even if I say, oh, we have this going on, and just explaining it to them, and then almost them repeating back to me what's going on in some ways.
Just helps you.
Helps, and you're
Yes.
able to start thinking
Yes.
a little bit
Thinking
what's
through.
going on.
That's good. That's really good. That's good. And so you really are a servant leader, one that where you are there to serve others to help them grow. That's what a servant leader is. Did anyone influence you in that? That's just who you are. Did you have an influence on that?
I would have to say my parents definitely did. My father, and I didn't really think about it until very late into his life, and maybe even almost right when he was going to pass, that I realized he dedicated so much of his life working really almost a job that he hated for many years just to support his family. I mean, he would go to work at 9:30 in the morning, come home after 9 o'clock, day in, day out. And many times I'm like, hey, why isn't he coming to my swim meets? No, because he was always working. So I kind of got the work ethic, I think, a lot from my father. My mother, when I was young, she was taking all kinds of classes at college that was not what a typical person would take. She was taking physics classes, calculus, all these different computer science classes, and truthfully, it was just for fun. She never was planning on doing a career or anything with it. After she graduated twice, they said, do you want to start teaching? And so she's definitely a major influence on me that way.
That's
and
wonderful.
Still is. My first swim team coach, she was a great swim team coach, and she was one of my phys ed teachers also. And I think she really inspired me to try hard.
That's good. You have great influences in
Yes.
your life.
And then my old boss, for good or for bad, he was very inspirational in some ways. Also, he could really visionary. He could really see things that needed to be done, how to make changes, not just let's not sit on our hands. And then he also did some things that I probably tried to do almost the opposite.
That's
But
right.
I still learned from him.
That's right. That's exactly
and
right.
he pushed me to go for this position also.
That's awesome. Great influences in your
Yes.
life. You can see how those things connected from one to the next. Does it feel like you're living out your purpose?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, there's days where I'm thinking, no, I'm supposed to be a pro cyclist or
Yeah.
or a total beach bum. But no, I really think I am. I feel like I'm helping the community in many different ways. I enjoy what I do. I think it's helping really all ages.
That's right.
And the active older adults at the Y seem to appreciate what we do, what we offer. It's not just myself, it's my whole staff.
That's
I have a
right.
great staff. But then the preschool children, some of them do know me by name, others
What
are
do they
like,
call you?
It's Mr. Steve or
Mr. Steve.
or Steve. I mean, it just varies. But
I like
mean,
Mr.
but
Steve.
they seem happy to see me at times. I mean, some have no idea who I'm at, but others have, and it makes you feel good.
That's right. That's right. Truly is a community, both for the people that come there as members. And how many members are there?
We have about 1,200
That's a lot.
official members,
Right.
but then more than double that in just program participants.
Right, people that just come for the activity
for a
that's
specific
going on.
class or
That's
this
right.
or that. So there's
Right.
there's multiple thousands that use the Y on any given day.
That's
During the busier times, I would say we probably have 700 people who walk in and out of the doors on any given day.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yes.
I took a self-defense class there once.
Oh,
It was
okay.
really, really good.
Yep.
So it's another thing
That's right.
that you offer. So anything new coming up at the YMCA of Laurel Highlands?
Our biggest thing right now is our summer day camp. I mean, we've been doing it for years before I came even, but that's starting again in 2 weeks, and that's one of our big things. We just had new playground equipment installed this week, and it's not quite ready to be used, but we're excited about that. We're looking at a parking lot renovations that's going to get done. But then this fall, we're hoping to start up again what we call the 7th and 8th grade initiative, which is free memberships for 7th and 8th graders, in particular for the Mount Pleasant and Southmoreland school districts.
Nice.
And it really helps try to teach values to that age group. They would come to the Y after school. In the past, the school districts bused the children there who wanted to participate, and they could just get free reign of the Y as any other member. So they're able to go work out, they can play games, we'll have some special programs for them, and it really is a great program. Ys across the state have been doing it, and along with New Jersey. With the idea that 7th, 8th graders, a lot of times parents think, okay, they're 12, 13, 14 years old, they should be able to handle themselves on their own. And yes, but it's also easy at that age to maybe make that wrong decision.
That's right, that's
And
right.
we're just trying to help people guide them
That's right.
the right way.
That's a very vulnerable age and a great time to introduce them to all the activities and all the things that they could do.
Correct.
And explore and discover that could end up impacting their lives greatly.
That's right.
So good stuff, good stuff. So how can we learn more about the YMCA of Laurel Highlands? Where would we go?
You can go to our website, ymcalh.org. We have a Facebook page, pretty much the same, YMCA of Laurel Highlands.
Very good.
And the best way still to come to the Y up on Bessemer Road and really get a tour, see the place. We've been there now for 25 years, and I'm always amazed when people come and say, oh, this is my first time here. And I'm thinking, what?
That's right, that's right.
Because YMCA's, I've been a lifetime Y member. My family was members before I was even born, and so I've been a member of the Y almost my entire life. And so I'm always surprised when somebody says, oh, I haven't been in this building. I'm thinking, we've been here 25 years.
That's right, that's right. Well, once they discover it, then it all changes there too.
I think so.
It does.
And the exercise part of it, it takes a few weeks to be serious and dedicated to it, but if you can do it for 6 weeks, 2 months, it becomes a habit at that point.
That's right. No, you have Zumba there.
We do have
I
Zumba
know.
there, and Payo, and a variety of other
Oh, good stuff.
group exercise classes that really is one of the best ways to get yourself motivated, because you're in a group atmosphere, a lot of fun
Yes.
that way.
And when there's music, that just forget
it helps, yes.
That does everything. So
Yes,
it's
and I
awesome.
think our instructors are very, very
Yes,
motivating.
That's right. I know one of them, Emily, she's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So yeah, very good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us.
Well, thank you.
And all that you do to inspire others and to grow the Y and the people inside it. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much.
What I love about Steve's career journey is where it began. All those years ago when he was managing a large pool, he was just doing his job, and he was noticed. Noticed for his work ethic and leadership qualities. And because he acted upon the invitation to apply for the job of swimming coach, the door opened to the rest of his purpose-filled career. He became a servant leader and a builder of programs that build strong people. His story reminds us that anything is possible if you keep going. He takes care of himself so that he can take better care of others. Steve's life example teaches us something else too. When you show up in your day to do good, your day becomes purpose-filled. Taking one step at a time, your life does too. Thanks so much for being with us.